Hello students, we are continuing our chapter 4 tick tick tick. Today I will explain page number 48. In this page we have to find out the expiry date of some products. Students, we know that all materials or products are producing some date and they are writing on the packet the expiry date also. Children, have you ever noticed it? Here see what we have to find out. On 15th May 2006, Chandran went to a shop to buy butter. He checked the packet to see if this butter was safe to eat. It was written on the packet best before 180 days from the date of packing. And then when he checked the packet, the date of packing was 15th 1 2006. That means 15th January 2006. Help him to find out if he should buy this butter or not. And after that we have asked 3 dates to find out in which month was the butter packed, which month will it be 180 days after 15th January 2006, and can Chandran eat it on 15th May 2006. Students, here the packing date given, that is 15th 1 2006 means 15th of January. So which month was the butter packed? It was packed on January. First month of the year is January. The middle number showing it is the month. So you have to write the answer there. The butter was packed on January month. Now next one is, which month will it be 180 days after 15/1/2006? Students, here we have to find 180 days given. To find the expiry month, we have to calculate the which month it will expire. So to find that, I will show it in a separate page. In a detailed calculation I will show in which month it will expire. So come to that page. See, this page you will check properly. This is the page I am showing how can we calculate the expiry month of the butter. See students, they have written expiry date is starting from the month of January and it is extended up to 180 days. 180 days means, students, it will be 6 months. How can we find out that? 180 divided by 30. That means 1 month approximate date we are taking, approximate days. 1 month the approximate days are 30 days. So 180 divided by 30 equals 6 months. That means from the 15th of January to 6th month. So we can find that half of the January it has already gone. So January, February, March, April, May, June and July, half of the month it will come. So from January to July, the expiry date will reach at the month of July. Now we have, if you want to calculate number of days or the date, the accurate date of the expiry, that also I will show you. January month it was packed on 15th. So total days are 31st. So 31 minus 15. How many days are in January? It can be used as 16 days. And February we know that 28 days. March it is 31 days. April we know that 30 days. May 31 days. And June 30 days. Total all these months, January to June, all calculating we are getting 166 days. Now our expiry date is 180. So 180 minus 160 equals 14. So we can take 14 days in the month of July also. So January 15 to June 30 and July 14 the expiry date will complete. July 14th is the expiry date of the butter. See, in this way we can calculate the expiry date of any products. You find the manufacturing date, date of expiry also sometimes they are giving, otherwise they are giving this how many months or how many years you can use it from the manufacturing date. So this is the method how can we calculate the expiry date of any product. See, if you not understood, pause this video, again check how can we calculate the expiry date. Now we will move to the next topic of this page. Before going to our next topic, we have to write this answer, students. Which month it will be 180 days after 15th of January 2006. So which month? You have to write the month only, July. And the next question is, can Chandran eat it on 15th May 2006. Students, can Chandran use this butter on 15th May? Yes, sure. So you have to write the answer yes, because the July coming after May, June. So he can use this butter on the 15th of May. Now another is asking, another question, do you ever check the date of packing of things you buy? Students, have you ever checked the daily we are purchasing the milk? On the packet of milk, they have written the manufacturing date also, expiry date also. So if you not checked, tomorrow onwards you check when you are going to buy something. You can check the packet of ice cream also, packet of milk, otherwise packet of any other food items like sauce or jam. The bottle of jam also, it has been written the expiry date and manufacturing date. So have you seen the medicines which have the expiry date written on it? It tells you after which date it is unsafe to take the medicine. Students, when you are purchase a medicine, surely you have to check the expiry date, because after using the expiry date of any medicine, it is very dangerous. So when you buy a medicine, compulsory you have to check its expiry date. Now we move to the next topic. Find out what we have to find here. Here, which are the other things that come with an expiry date? On a cough syrup, it was written, this already I told, when you buy any medicines, you have to see the expiry date and manufacturing date. On a cough syrup, it was written 7/3. 7/3 means July. Here date not given. Here month and year given. Here 7 means July and 3 means 2003. And on the same medicine, it was written, this shows it was made in July 2003 and the expiry date is written 7/5. That means same month of 2005, July 2005. This shows the month and year till when it is safe to take. That means this medicine can take any person from the July 2003 to July 2005. Within this period, this medicine taking is very safe. After taking this date, it is not safe. Now see what is the next question. What month and year is written as 7/5? 7 means 7th month means January, you count January 1st month, February 2nd, March, April, May 5th month, June 6th month, and 7th means July. So you write 7/5 means July 2005. 7 means July month, 5 means 2005. Would it be safe to take the cough syrup in September 2005? Students, they have already written the expiry date is July 2005. So can anyone take this medicine in September 2005? No, because September is coming after July, August, September. So July month its expiry date is completing. After July, the medicine is not useful. So no one is taking this medicine on September is not safe. So you write the answer no. Now let's move to the page number 49. It is Tutun missed the train. Students, this is a very interesting story of Tutun. Tutun's school had closed for the summer holidays. He went to his grandmother's place. He met a lot of his cousins there. He was enjoying himself and didn't want to go back home. Tutun, when his summer holidays came, he reached his grandmother's home. There he had many cousins, sisters and brothers. He enjoyed the summer vacation too much. One day, Tutun's mother told him, Tutun, pack your bag. The train leaves at 5:30 in the evening. That means that day they are going back to their home. Oh no, we are going back too soon. I wish we miss our train. What did Tutun suddenly said? He doesn't want to go back to his home because he want to enjoy more days with the cousins. So he said, oh, we are going today. I don't want to go today. I wish our train will miss today. Tutun and his parents reached the station 5:15. But guess what? They had actually missed the train. Array, that means I am not going to back today. Tutun becomes so happy. So Tutun's mother said that day evening 5:30 the train will come. So they packed their bags and reached the station at 5:15. But what happened actually? According to Tutun's wish, the train had already gone. Can you guess why the train missed? Why they have missed the train? Students, it is explained on the next page. We will go to the next page. Now let's see how Tutu had missed his train. Actually, the train had left at 5:30 in the morning. Tutu's parents were upset. They were shocked, so they asked the station master. There is a conversation between Tutu's parents and the station master. Tutu's father asked the master, "Sir, our ticket says 5:30 time. That's what the answer station master given. But sir, this means 5:30 in the morning." Oh yes, how could I forget that? The railway will write 17:30 for 5:30 in the evening. Then Tutu asked his mother, "Mummy, what happened?" Because they use 24-hour clock. Students, up to now we have learned about 12-hour clock. That means the clock we used are 12-hour clocks. That means in that clock there are 12 divisions only, 1 to 12. So we are after the 12 o'clock in the midday, we are taking again 1 onwards. That means 1 o'clock p.m., 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock onwards. That way. But in 24-hour clock, after 12 o'clock, they are writing 13 hour. That means 1 hour in the p.m. means 13 hour. 2 hour means 2 p.m. means 14 hour. 3 p.m. means 15 hour. On that onwards. So to know more about it, I will show you a 24-hour clock in another page. Students, see, this is a 24-hour clock. The outside numbers are showing our 12-hour clock, and inside red colors are showing the 24-hour clock. Students, there are 24 hours in a day. So we have two parts in our day. That means from midnight to midday and from midday to midnight. That is midnight to midday, 12 o'clock from night to 12 o'clock in the midday or afternoon we are using AM, and from after that afternoon from 1 o'clock to midnight 12 o'clock we are using PM. That means in our 12 o'clock there are two divisions, that is AM and PM. But in 24-hour clock there is no AM or PM. They are not writing AM and PM. After midday or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, again they are continuing the number. After 12 o'clock, when our time is reaching 1 o'clock, in 24-hour clock it is written continuous number, the 13 hour. There is no AM or no PM. So 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the time is in 24-hour clock is 13 hour. It is writing only 13 hours only. No AM, no PM. Now our 2 o'clock in the afternoon is 14 hour. And 3 o'clock in the afternoon is 15 hour. 4 o'clock is 16 hour. 5 o'clock is 17 hour. 6 o'clock is 18 hour, and so on. And last 11 o'clock is 23 hour. And last 12 o'clock is 24 hour also we can say. Otherwise 0 hour saying. Both the way, midnight, 12 o'clock, two ways we can use the time. 0 hour or we can say 24 hour. This is the 24-hour clock. To find the time of 24-hour clock from the 12 o'clock, students, there is only one way. Take the time of our 12-hour clock. That means suppose it is 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Suppose our time is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Along with that 2, you add 12 hours, because half part of the 12-hour clock completed. So 2 plus 12, that is 14 hour in 24-hour clock. Suppose our 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 plus 12, 15 hour in the 24-hour clock. So in this way, if you want to find the time of 24-hour clock, add 12 hours with the 12-hour clock. What will be the time in 12 o'clock? So suppose it is 6 o'clock in the afternoon. 6 o'clock in the afternoon is here. 6 plus 12 is 18. So in 24-hour clock the time is 18 hours. This is 24-hour clock I have showed you. So it is easy to find the time of 24-hour clock and 12-hour clock. There is another way also. If you want to find of 12-hour clock from the 24-hour clock, there is need to subtract 12 hour from the 24-hour clock. So example also I will show you. Suppose the time is given 16 hour. To find the time of 12-hour clock, you have to subtract 12 hours from the 16. 16 minus 12 equals 4. So what will be the time in 12 o'clock? 4 hours. 16 minus 2 equals 4. So the time in 12-hour clock is 4 p.m. This is the method to find the time on 24-hour clock and 12-hour clock. Now see what is given in this page. Now look at this chart. It tells the difference between your watch and 24-hour clock. Try to complete this chart, this table. Students, already I explained how to find the time on 24-hour clock. To find the time on 24-hour clock, what is time given in 12-hour clock? Add 12 hours along with that time. So see here, first one, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that means PM. So 1 o'clock plus 12, 1 plus 12 equals 13 hours in 24-hour clock. Now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock in the afternoon means 2 p.m. 2 plus 12 equals 14 hours in the 24-hour clock. Now given 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So 3 plus 12 equals 15 hours in the 24-hour clock. Now see the next time, 3:30 in the afternoon. This is also PM. So 3:30 plus 12 equals 15 hours 30 minutes, 15.30 hours. That is the answer. Now 6 o'clock in the evening. 6 plus 12. We know that 6 plus 12 is 18. So 18 hours in the 24-hour clock. Now 9 o'clock in the evening. 9 plus 12. 9 plus 12 equals 21. 21 hours in the 24-hour clock. 12 o'clock in the midnight. 12 o'clock in the midnight means, students, already I say it can be written as 24 hours also, otherwise 00 hours. Both the way we can count that 00 hours. So but you write here 24 hours. 12 o'clock in the midnight means 12 plus 12, 24 hours in the 24 clock. Now we are moving to the last page of this chapter, page number 51. Students, we explained about the 24-hour clock. Now the question is asking, now can you tell why a 24-hour clock is called so? Why a 24-hour clock is called so? Because in that 24-hour clock there is not the number division is not only up to 12, it is given up to 24 hours. That means the full hours of the day it has given. So it is called a 24-hour clock. The time is using continuously. After 12 o'clock they are using 13 hour, 14 hour and up to 24-hour clock. So the 24-hour clock is called so that. Now suppose a train leaves at 8:30 at night, the time written on the railway ticket would be dash. So what will be the time at railway clock? The railway clock is using 24-hour clock. We know that 8:30 plus, along with 8:30 we have to add 12 hours. That means the half of the hour of half time of the day already gone. At PM starting we have to add 12 hours. So 8:30 plus 12 equals 30 hours. That means 20 hours and 30 minutes. So 30 will be the railway ticket will write. In a 12-hour clock, each time comes twice a day. So 5:30 in the morning is 5:30 AM and 5:30 in the evening is 5:30 PM. Students, we know that as the day is divided into two parts, that means 12 o'clock from midnight to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that is AM, and 12 o'clock from midday to 12 o'clock in the afternoon midnight, it is PM. So one time will come in 2 times in a day. One time will shows 2 times in a day. That means 5:30 in the morning is 5:30 AM and 5:30 PM is in the evening time. Now what about 12:30 in the afternoon? The 12:30 in the afternoon is 12:30 or 12:30 hours only writing. Now that is 12:30 PM in our 12 o'clock, and 12 o'clock at noon we use PM till midnight. Now you must have noted the time in sunrise and sunset. Students, in one more lesson already, when this lesson started, we written that time of sunrise, that is 6:30 or 6:45, and the time of sunset in our area is 5:45 PM. So you write the answers: 6:30 AM sunrise and 5:45 PM sunset. Now where have you seen a 24-hour clock being used. Here is the last question we have asked, that is 24-hour clocks are using in different other places also. One, we know that it is used in railways, another one is air tickets or airways, and the another one is in our military also the 24-hour clock is using. Students, the notes, that means how can we convert 24-hour clock to 12-hour clock and 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock. To find the time, I will give a detailed notes here along with the notes. So you don't worry about that. Copy the notes when I give it. Now I hope all of you understood whatever I have explained in this lesson. If any confusion, you can revise our videos and check it. Otherwise you can ask directly also. So hope we will meet with the next lesson, and up to that I will explain some of the our workbook questions also. Difficult questions about the workbook also I will start to explain the coming days.